Hello, hello. It's Kathy with Paper Phenomenon sharing the January moving parts folio. These folios are 8 by 8 in size. They have a ton of interaction. Let's dive into this right away. The paper collection is called Quiet Winter. It comes in 12 by 12, 8 by 8, and digital format. If you love a digital paper, you don't need a wide format printer to make these projects. You can print at 8.5 by 11 or 8 by 8. You have lots of options with digital. You just do not need a 12 by 12 printer. Most think that to play around with digital paper collections, you need a wide format printer. You don't. Most projects are they're hardly ever 12 by 12 in size. We always cut the 12 by 12 down to matte, right? So think about that. Paper packs are an option. Absolutely. These papers are gorgeous. However, if you ever wanted to dabble in digital, I say try it. Most certainly. All right, so to the folio, they're really fun. Again, 8 by 8 in size, slim line on the spine. So your photo space in these are limited, but these are designed to create volumes of books, not to encapsulate an entire lineage. Okay, so just a few photos, and when I say a few, it's quite a bit that you can get in here. You'll be surprised. So the moving parts collections are based on a calendar year. So this one's January. The themes are based on the calendar year. So January is a wintry collection. Keep in mind that I live in Florida, okay? And I still love these papers. I will still put pictures in here, regardless if it's winter esque. However, in the part that I live in Florida, it's winter-esque. Right now it's like 30 something degrees here. So these papers absolutely apply. Am I a woodland type of gal? Not necessarily, but I love all of the animals and the critters in these papers. They're super cute. They're so charming. They have character. I just love them. Look at this. Look at these two. This guy nibbling on the carrot nose. How adorable. The sentiments, snapshots, winter, new year, new goals, new beginning. They're so perfect for what we all think about in January when the new year is upon us, right? Room for lots of different sizes of photos. 5 by 7s and below is what these are most certainly designed for. However, if you want to do a cropped version of an 8 by 10, absolutely you can. So you can do all sorts of different photo mat styles in here. This is just sharing an example for you. What I love about moving parts is when you open this, what you see is not what you get. You start peeling away at the layers, all sorts of interactive elements in the front. As you can see here, these are the more obvious interactive elements. You can tuck things away in all sorts of fun little arrangements. And then you just start peeling the layers. However, still very easy to navigate. You can clearly see what opens, what closes here, etc. Then you peel back some more. Here's that crop version of an 8 by 10. So you would take an 8 by 10 photo and whack it down to fit in the space. I created a slot. I love to do this on photos. It looks really good, guys. And then you can tuck a few little embellishments in there, perhaps a journaling card right in there, and you can still see that photo. I would highly encourage you guys to try this crop version of an 8 by 10. It looks really good in these projects. Just don't think about the 4 by 4 as the 4 by 6 as your only option. Now, you get some more fun areas for photos. So here I did another slot. You don't have to do that. Of course, you can put your 4 by 6. This is just giving you options. I love to give you options. Here is that 4 by 6. This photo mat is sized so that you can do your 4 by 6 either way. In this portrait orientation or, excuse me, in this landscape orientation or the portrait orientation. And I think I may give you an example of that on the other side, or I probably did landscape everywhere. Back here, room for a photo mat. And I didn't glue this paper down. And then room for pretty paper. So the beautiful thing about this page setup here is that you get an excellent balance between photo and paper. You get to enjoy what we love to do, the creative process, right? Of incorporating embellishments and papers into these looks, however, making it very functional for the recipient to add photos, clear defining areas for photos. And I love it. I just love it. So this closes up. That's the end of this side, the left-hand side here. And then over here, we did it up. We did layer upon layer upon layer, however, not making it look too busy. How fun is this photo opportunity right here? So when you lift this, oh, sorry, this way. When you lift this, I left an opening so that you can slip your photo right underneath there. So you put a photo under there, and then you have another opportunity for a photo here. This is an opportunity for a photo as well. However, I took the liberty of using a pocket card. Did I glue that down? Oh yeah, I did glue it down. And you'll see that in the matting process. And I made a little slit into the tree to tuck another little photo. However, this space is for a 4x6 photo if you choose to do that, okay? Then when you open it up like this, you'll see that on the back side. See, 4x6 photo. But because we have two sides, I went with pocket card where we can see a sentiment. It gives me an opportunity for all sorts of fun embellishments. Oh my gosh, look at this guy with his tree. I mean, seriously, is that not the cutest thing ever? So, so cute. Lots of layers, lots of opportunities for telling the stories. Little tuck spots. Tuck spots are the best. Okay, the best. This one is just a little too big for here, but as you can see, tucking makes it adds so much character to your albums. That's why I love the slot. It's just so much fun. A small picture right in here, super duper cute. If you print your papers at 8x8 or your embellishments at 8x8, you get these little pocket cards as opposed to these pocket cards, right? Look at look at how cute to tuck that away in there. How darling to put a little note. So just lots of options with digital. If you buy the paper pack, I would recommend you get an 8x8 and a 12x12 so you can get the variation in embellishment size. Because as you can see here, I use both the embellishments sizes in this. This is an 8x8 embellishment. This is a 12x12. So it all depends on what I did here. So really, really fun, guys. And the fact that all of the papers, you have the option to buy paper packs, that's fantastic. If you're in my shop and there's a paper collection that you want in a paper pack and you don't see the paper pack option, just send us an email, info@paperphenomenon.com, and let us know that you would like this paper printed and I will print it for you. Now, you're not going to get it 3 days later. There's about a 2-week turnaround time for new paper printing, but I can print it. Okay, so just a little information for you there. Look at how cute here. Look at that. You can put a 4x6 in here. It goes all the way down. That comes down. This flips over. Look at that 5x7, 4x6. And you can tuck a couple of these away in here, not just two. Here, this is room for a 4x6 photo, but I couldn't help myself. I did pattern paper because, you know, we love the pattern paper. And then I did a slot. All right, so interaction. You can still do the 4x6 with a slot. See that? And you still have the opportunity for the interaction and the photo. So one of the most burning questions that I get is how many photos can you get in one of these? Well, it all depends on how you decorate. As you can see, I chose to do pattern paper here, but if you do a designated space for photo, that's another photo, right? If I count for you, I may get 20 photos, but if you do more photo than pattern paper, you can probably get 30 photos in here. So that is up to you. It all depends how much real estate you dedicate to photo versus pattern paper. I like a balance, but sometimes there's lots of photos, there's lots of storytelling, and you need more space for photo. Like something like this. You may want to do a collage of photos, which will give you 4 photos here, as opposed to the one, a cropped version of an 8 by 10 that I chose to do in this area. Here I went a little bit wild and did the cropped version of an 8 by 10, the 4 by 6, the embellishment frame that you see here, which you can throw a small photo just kind of floating around in there, kind of mimicking a shaker without the shaker, right? So it all depends on how, again, how much time you dedicate to the photo. Personally, I think this is a lot more interesting, right? But sometimes it is about just the storytelling with the photos and not the pretty. And that's okay too. All right. So just think about how much space, how many photos you have, how much space you really want to dedicate to pattern paper, and that will help you make your choice. The way I like to approach a project like this when there's a lot of photos involved, you start with the photo, then you fill in the blanks. All right. Either with more photo or pattern paper. Right. That is up to you. And then another flip, and then back here, more access for a nice size photo mat that gives you the opportunity for photo and decor. And just look at how dark, now I'm ready to put this here. Look at how darling this is. And that's it. That's the January Moving Parts Folio with featuring the Quiet Winter paper collection. Look at how these colors are just so fun for a winter collection, with room for crop versions of 8 by 10s, 5 by 7s, and below in the slimline format with a ton of interaction with easy navigation. If you're interested in this tutorial, check out my website, paperphenomenon.com, where you can get the tutorial, which is instructions on how to make this project from start to finish, and the paper collection if you want to make it exactly like mine. I'm Kathy with Paper Phenomenon, and until next time, thank you so much for watching.